following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? We have the best with us. The first guest that we have two on today. Robert Reid, retired Houston Rockets NBA player, 13 seasons throughout his NBA career. And we also have Zenova Williams. She's with Safe Diversity. She's the scholarship program coordinator. Hey, how we doing?
Doing fine, thank you.
We're going to start off, Zenova. We're going to let you sit for a bit. We'll be right back to you. But Mr. Robert Reid, retired Houston Rocket NBA player, played for several people, Houston Rockets, Charlotte Hornets, Portland Trail Blazers, and Philadelphia 76ers. How you doing,
Yes,
my friend?
I'm
Wow.
doing fine. Great to be on your show. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, my friend. I'm telling you, you have led a lot of victories for us. We appreciate it so much. How did you get into basketball or just sports,
Well,
period?
I'm a military brat. My dad was in the Air Force for 27 years. Started school on the island of Crete, Fort Meade, Maryland. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, and then San Antonio, Texas, Randolph, and then Honolulu, Hawaii, and Hickam. So it wasn't until we came back to Texas that I started playing basketball because we were still doing baseball and whatnot. And how do I put it? I was in the band first chair, first seat, clarinet, up to my up to my up to my sophomore year, and I had a little falling out with the band director. I said, forget it. I'm gonna go play basketball. So when I graduated high school in '73, I was 6'1",
Mm-hmm.
and I had a lot of the Lone Star colleges after me. And I went to St. Mary's, which is in San Antonio, and I signed as a point guard at 6'1". When I showed up August 15th in '73, I was standing 6'8".
Wait a minute.
Okay, so
You
yes,
grew from
I
6'1"
grew
to six
seven
eight.
inches or something to 6'8", weighing. I was 6'8", weighing 185. The first thing to do they did to me, the coach took me straight to the cafeteria and said, "Feed him."
Eat. Eat. You need to eat.
So now I'm 6'8". I ended up starting with the team in my sophomore year, made All America first and second team, and then drafted by the Rockets. And now during that time, when I was drafted in '77, there were only 19 NBA teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs, Utah, Denver, and New Jersey were the ABA, and they came over to the NBA. And so here I come as a Rocket, and you only kept 11 on a team. Okay, not like today. You got 30 teams and 15 guys on the bench, and
Right.
it's so crowded with 8 coaches on the bench. If you substitute, you don't have a spot on the bench. You got to sit on the floor. But trust me, during that time, can you imagine? I really didn't have any heroes because I didn't see the NBA. You
Right.
know, saw the Spurs when I was at St. Mary's, but that was ABA. So now here I come, this young kid, and I'm guarding Dr. J. I got to
Whoa.
guard Pete Maravich. Here's Jamal Wilkes. Oh man, Walt Frazier. You like
Mm-hmm.
hi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know what? And then my teammates, Moses, Rudy, Calvin Murphy, Mike Newland, the late Dwight Jones from U of H. So the best thing I would have to say my career was to have the veteran players kind of pull me to the side and say, hey, you got a good attitude, that even coming from a NAIA school, you got the right attitude to play this game against these big guys from the NCAAs. But the one thing they told me, and I kept it with me, when you take that uniform number 50 off and you shower and you get dressed, when you come out the locker room, 50 stays in the locker room. You don't bring that attitude out into the street. You go back to cutting grandma's yard, hello to everybody, and keep yourself humble. So I was very appreciative of that throughout my whole career.
Wow. I know that about you. You're an humble spirit. We've talked for quite a bit. And looking back at St. Mary's and being drafted, how is that at that school? You know, some schools that are always being looked at. But when you have St. Mary's and someone comes and says, hey, we want to draft you, what were your parents part of? Let's talk to parents about that, being a part of that, because parents are, not always knowledgeable about what to do.
Yeah. Well, you see, now they hold the draft parties. They got it, and with the 10th pick from Utah. No, during my time, you had to hear it on the radio.
Right.
Okay, and I was working in a steel factory in Converse, Texas, outside San Antonio, and my dad calls the job and he said, "Oh, you just got drafted by the Houston Rockets." So you didn't know anything.
You at the
Come
steel
on.
company working. You got your 9 to
Yeah.
5.
I'm working for a little now. And, yeah, and then too, okay, here's the true story. Here's the real truth. My first contract was 30,000, non-guaranteed. I had to make the team to get paid. Okay. I didn't come out no millionaire. I was a thousandaire. And I learned to save my money.
And that was 30,000,
My
right?
first car was a 2-door blue gold Thunderbird. Ain't no Mercedes. And I lived in an apartment. Okay, you see these kids now, they come out, they got the bling. Okay, they look like the kid that you live next door. I like him. And when they get at the draft party, they come up there and they say, I want to thank the Los Angeles Lakers, the Houston Rockets for drafting me. I want to be part of the community and do what I can. And then the first day of media day, come out there, they all tattooed up, looking like they just got out of a biker shop. What happened to this little kid?
They got a check.
He made somebody
Robert,
money.
They got a check. They got some money.
Ain't got a check yet, but all tattooed up. Haven't shot a free throw yet.
Oh my God. Mr. Robert Reid, I'm telling you, you got $30,000. You found out on the radio that this is what you got, and you working.
Yes. And what's the sad part? My dad was making less than me after 27 years. I said, dang, Daddy.
Wow.
So I went from 30, 50, 75. Then I jumped up to the 100,000aires.
Okay. Now let's go back with that. You get $30,000 check, you working, you did a little 50,000. These guys are coming out with $1 million up front.
Hey, there's only 2 words I say on that. Honey, hush. Okay. I mean, you look at, okay, with all due respect, Zion Williams, he's a man child. Yeah. He living in an $80 million house outside New Orleans.
Yes.
80 million.
Yes.
Okay.
That's more than
and
some
that ain't
malls.
touched the check yet.
That's more than some of the malls, like a mall. That's more than that. It's more expensive than some of the malls.
That. Oh man. But as we said, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The guys are being paid for it, and you wish them well, and you pray that, like Shaq, like Kobe, like Bird, all of those, that they have the right people taking care of them.
Right.
Without a doubt. Because even those who came out with it big, and let's be honest, from baseball, football, and basketball, guys have been taken by an agent. They have,
Yes.
and that's the sad part. And with us, we had our Players Association, Retired Players Association, that was started by Oscar Robinson, uh, Dave DeBuscher, I want to say Dave Beam, and all them that went out when they found out that a lot of the former athletes were either living in their car, had
Right.
no pension
Mm-hmm.
because now they were out there. So right now we have a very, very good retired players union that is taking care of a lot of guys, disability, going to the hospital. And the sad part too, I might as well say, you see how many great players have died with heart problems.
Right.
My ex teammate, Moses Malone. You looked
Yes.
at Wilt Chamberlain. Uh, uh, who is it? Caldwell Jones, Daryl Dawkins, that didn't have the media medic that we have now. So we're
Right.
very blessed.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about the Players Association, and I'm glad you're speaking on that because it's so needed, especially in a time like this. When
Yeah,
COVID happened,
yeah,
of course, it closed down a lot of places. When storms, flooding, or we have winter storms or things like that, it shuts down a lot of people's livelihood that were maybe, and we in our minds can't think check to check and you're making millions
yes,
of dollars. But many are in those situations right now.
yes. Uh, we did all honestly, some of our guys did kind of felt like, what's going on? What am I
Right.
supposed to do now?
Yes.
Um, and I don't have people around me, and that's the sad part. And I'm fortunate, I'm blessed that I never did have crowds of people. I didn't have an entourage,
Mm-hmm.
and so now with my wife and my adopted sister here, it's just the three of us, and we cope with it. To be, what's the funny thing? To get out of it, every Sunday at 10 o'clock, the wife and I get dressed. We go to HEB. That's our day
You
date.
told me that. Yes.
That's our day date. We start in the produce, get
Right?
what we want, okay? Go to the fresh food, the meat, and we go up and down each aisle just talking and seeing what we got for groceries for that week. And
Uh-huh.
it gets us out the house. Wear our mask and all. So it's
Right.
no problem.
Right.
It's no problem.
Right. 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 And we need to talk about a little bit and a lot about what you learned along the way, but depression sets in too, especially with
Yes.
athletes. A lot of people don't talk about that, they don't discuss it. That depression sets in, even though we see you guys at the forefront, many times it's too much, a lot of times.
The biggest, I'm glad you made that point. The biggest problem is the guys miss their yells, the hand claps,
Right,
the handshakes. Way to go, way to go. We have a lot of guys who miss that because we used to having so many people around them.
right.
I never went through that. I never
Mm-hmm.
went through that at all. Hey, to me, you give me a good Western book, science fiction book, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Got my Bible, I'm even happier. So that's my way. I'm complete. I'm
Right.
satisfied knowing that I got my books I can read. Uh, I work out still in the morning. I'm in the gym at 6 to 8. So I get back in time. I see 8 o'clock. I got Perry Mason. 9, I got Half Chaparral. 10, Gunsmoke. Okay, then Bonanza, and then the Rifleman. I'm complete.
You complete.
And then, hey, and to show the little kid that still on me, a good day will have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some barbecue chips mixed with ginger ale and pink lemonade. Honey Hush.
Too funny. That's too funny. That's too
You
funny
gotta
right
stay
there.
young. You gotta stay
You
young
gotta
at
stay
heart.
young. You're right about
Yeah.
that. You gotta stay young. As you look at young people, because I know you have a lot of clinics that you do and you help out with them. As you look at the young people and you're trying to keep them really into the sports instead of into the streets, What would you say about that?
You know, the thing I teach these young men and the young ladies, the
Yeah.
young ladies particularly, because when I held my camps, I have the girls scrimmage the boys. The boys say, Coach, we don't want to play the girls. They play too rough, because they down there, it'll be a loose ball. The boys down there trying to cherry pick. Bam, them girls are knocking them out. Get out of the way. But the one thing I try to teach and say to the young adults, these young kids, is enjoy what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. And when it comes to the point that you see that you can do this, now comes the work.
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the work. And I saw one sign when I was driving one day here in Houston, and this was when I was a rookie, and it said, go where there is no trail and make your own path. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
author unknown. And so with me, that's like, you become a pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
Make your path of what you want to go. Don't follow somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it easy by jumping on the sidewalk. No, get that machete and go clean that place out and do what you want to do. And it really comes out, even if it's not basketball, even if it's business related. The same thing that young people will come up. I remember you spoke to me, and guess what? Now I'm an accountant at a law firm, and those are good memories that come to you.
Absolutely. Let's see you in action. Let's look at a video real quick and see you just in action. This 6'8", and we'll go for a break.
Okay.
Larry Bird, the man who really helped carry the Celtics past the Philadelphia 76ers against Robert Reid, who I felt was very instrumental in the success of the Houston Rockets against Kansas City.
Able to beat Philadelphia. They are a tough-minded team that has a lot of willpower. And so that I don't think they're coming here.
And Fitch directing his team into the finals. After 8 years in Cleveland, his second year with Boston, and Billy Paultz again. Paultz has really been an unsung hero for this Houston team. Steal, Robert Reid. Reid, who led the team this year, set a record for Houston in steals, comes up with that one. On 2 different teams that won world championship. In 78, he accomplished that with the Washington Bullets.
Actually looked like to me a pretty good position. Moses can play for the push. Back to
5 seconds on the shot clock. 3, 2, Reid with 1. He just got it underway and hit it. And all of a sudden this team came alive. Robert Reid off to Paultz. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Reid again. Maxwell on the pick by Billy Paultz, and Reid has 12 points.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages. The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.
I'm a part of the Prenatal Care Club now, taking all my STD tests.
Did you know your doctor's required by law to test you 3 times for syphilis and HIV?
Yes, my husband and I are making sure I get all 3 tests.
Good. Testing is the key to preventing congenital syphilis.
And good prenatal care is your first labor of love.
Glad to hear your husband is so involved.
Thank you. Yes, taking all my STD tests for syphilis is important to both of us. My prenatal promise is to prevent a stillbirth or miscarriage. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
This pandemic has impacted the lives of many people living with underlying health conditions, such as asthma and diabetes. That's why avoiding COVID-19 is a top priority, and a vaccine will help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Please keep masking up and practicing social distancing to protect those close to you. And be ready to take your best shot when a vaccine is available. Protect yourself to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Amazing things for you.
Move
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39-month lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thank you for joining us again. We have Mr. Robert Reid as well as Zenova Williams. Hey, how you doing? We were just looking at a video. We saw Mr. Robert Reid in action. Let's talk about that with Larry Bird, as well as that. You remember those days?
Oh, hey, remember those days. And see, you got to remember, we had Moses, Rudy, and Calvin. I really didn't get to shoot that much. With Moses, it was the Walt Disney movie, The Black Hole. Once you go in, it ain't coming back out. So you better shoot while you can.
Right.
And you know, the funny thing is knowing that we got into that championship being the first NBA team at 500, 41-41, and beat LA, beat San Antonio, beat Kansas. And after we beat Kansas, we're Western Conference champs. We said, hey, that's it, we won. Then he said, no, you got one more. Now you got to go play the East. Said, oh, man. And so we were prepared to play Philadelphia, okay? Because they had Boston 3-1. They just needed one more win, and we were going to play Philly. We could match up with them. And lo and behold, Boston came back and won 4 straight, okay? So now here we go to the Garden. You're playing in the Garden. It's springtime. So what does Red Auerbach do? He puts up the heat in the locker room. He gives you cold water, okay? You don't have warm showers. So that you got to go through all that. Everybody was talking about Bird was going to be MVP. Bird's going to be MVP. Let me tell you something, Cam. Before I left that hotel room to get on the bus, I got on my knees and said, Lord, give me the strip play this game so this man Bird don't get MVP because I don't want my homeboys talking about me. Man, Bird, what you? I held him. Cedric Maxwell got it, but he did get a ring.
He did. But you were cleaning up. You were cleaning up, my friend. You really were cleaning up. A lot of people didn't know this, and they've asked the question. You retired and came back. Let's talk about that.
Well, you know, it was when I retired, Moses had gone to Philly. Okay. Moses went to Philly and he called me. He says, Rob, Reid, Big Mo going to Philly. He said, I asked him just match what Philly Big Mo would stay. They said no, and that was just $10,000. So he went to Philly, and then I got to thinking. I said, man, you know, part was my religious way I felt. I just wasn't feeling right about the game within me, the game, but it was just something within me. So I left, moved down to Miami, became a deacon in my grandmother's church. My mom and everybody came. So I was down there for a year. I was content. I was running a store called Mr. M's. It's like a Walgreens, but no pharmaceutical. Sold clothes and whatnot. And I did that till I got robbed. And when I went to the guy came in, grabbed all the Doc pants he could, ran out the door. I jumped the counter, told the cashier, no one gets out, locked the door, went running around the corner. All of a sudden came up this red 57 Chevy, and the brother had a shotgun, and he said, I don't think you want to come any closer. I said, no, I don't. So I went back in, called department security. They came out. They said, can you describe the assailant? I said, yeah. Man, he was about 6'10", Asian American. He had pink hair because like one of them fly guys. And I think he was wearing a gray purple type of suit. They say, "Are you sure?" I say, "Yeah, man. I'm working in Opelika, Florida. I didn't see nothing. I ain't telling them nothing. Come back and find me." But so I stayed down there for the year,
Yeah.
and then the Rockets hired Bill Fitch, who beat us from Boston. He was the head coach. Bill Fitch came, and out of the blue, I got a phone call. He wanted me to come back. He said, "I remember how you helped the Rockets get there." And so the Rockets drafted Ralph Sampson, number one, and then they got Rodney McCray from Louisville. And I came, and everybody thought it was real suspicious that, wait a minute, now Reid comes. So that's how they got Ralph Sampson, the number one pick, because they had the worst record. Okay. And so when I came back, Ralph had been playing. He wore number 50. I wore number 50. And so I say, "Look, since I've been out a year, you take 50. So I went 33. And we ended up getting there in 86. And it was a great run. Wow. Lost again to Boston, but it was a great run.
I said Boston. It's Boston. That's the problem.
It's Boston, Boston. I could have had one ring.
What have you learned along the way, my friend?
Oh, man. I learned big thing is communication, how to talk to people. I learned meeting heads of states. I learned meeting corporate CEOs, working with them. And I learned how to maneuver in the business world, in a way that it doesn't come off where you're trying to get over. You speak it straight and you looking people in the eye, and how to carry yourself as a black man retired from basketball. I don't need, "Hey, don't you remember?" I don't wear the colors, Rockets gear anymore, because that was that. And I enjoyed it. The way these young kids are playing now, it's different from the way I played. So that's when I stopped doing the sports talk shows, because I'm outdated from them now.
Absolutely.
It's totally different about the ball game. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. In looking at it, we will be bringing Miss Zenova Williams in. Safe Diversity. You are a board member. Why so? Why so? Why this Safe Diversity? Why for you, Mr. Reid?
Oh, I thought you told me. No.
Why the organization for you?
My bad. My bad. Let me tell you, Miss Scott got me involved to come meet the kids at the school. And I watched these kids, some with autism, and to just work and see what they can do. As I say and see it, all these young adults are saying, "Look, give me a chance. Let me show you what I can do." And I've seen the young man come in and jump on a computer and just do all the digital work. I've seen young ladies who go in and can get on any type of work program and get the job done. And then to see that glow around them. And then they look up at you and say, "I'm doing good, aren't I? Am I doing good?" And you give them a hug and you say, "Yes, baby, you are." And it's like, they don't really show, but they got that. Yeah, yes, I got this. And it is such a great feeling that to see them and to be able to communicate, and everybody responds. And let me tell you something, you cannot walk away without a tear in your eye to see what these kids can do. Even when we do our relay races and all, the Olympics for these kids, man, they put out. They really do. And it's an honor and pleasure when Miss Scott got me involved. I'm going on 5 years now, and be there to see them. You can't ask for anything more.
Absolutely. Shout out to Thelma Scott, who is Zenova's mom. Let's talk to you, Miss Williams, Scholarship Program Coordinator, Safe Diversity. What is Safe Diversity? What is it, and why support it?
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. And I just want to say, okay, Mr. Reid, you done had me over here laughing my makeup off, laughing at you.
Me too.
It was just amazing. I done learned some wonderful things about you this morning.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
Diversity, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have been doing this for 21 years, which is amazing. But SAFE is for families, students, and family empowerment. And so, what we do is we not only empower the students, but we also empower their families to be able to be a voice, for themselves. And so, we love that. And so, that's one of the things I feel that sets us apart from every other organization. Is we not only do for the student, but we also for the family. We want to teach them how to be an advocate for themselves. And so that's what we do. And so with our scholarships, we give to students who, we say, with a disability, but we say with a unique.
Right.
They are unique. And so we do that, and we have been doing that. And so we are truly blessed to be able to give these scholarships to high school students. We follow these students in their senior year of high school, but not only that, we also follow them throughout their college career. And so as they're in college, we help them network in their, through college. And so it is so amazing. We have so many wonderful stories of students who have gone off to college and have come back, and they volunteer with our organization and they give back. One of the students that I'm reminded of is Miss Tori, who is graduated from our program and going to school, and she's at Preview, but she made a 4.0 for studies, and she comes back now and she volunteers. So that is amazing for us to be able to see the hard and sacrifice that my mom has given the last 20, and all those who join, the sponsors that we have, and everything that we see that come to life. And like he said, when you see it and you see these kids and they can do, he's right. You cannot walk away without, a tear. You can't.
Right.
You just can't. It's amazing. And how you can give is you can donate to this organization, because we don't get federal funding. We don't get funding.
Right.
It's, through donations how we're able to do what we do. And it's just amazing. But you can also, text Save Diversity to 44321, and you can give any amount. We have sponsors who have come and they adopt a senior and to give a scholarship. We give $1,000 scholarships. We give high five scholarships. We are excited to be able to honor these students, and not only them, but we honor the parents as well. And so we work with the parents each and every month while they're in our program.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you spoke on that. What I love about this organization is that when somebody has their uniqueness, you make sure that they are a part of everything you do. I love that about Miss Thelma, because of the fact the uniqueness that each one has is no different than our own uniqueness, and she makes sure of that. And each one of them makes sure of that, because they want to be involved. They want to be part of it. I love it.
Yes, sir. And that is one, and that comes straight from her heart, because she's a woman with a unique ability herself. And so she gives back, and it comes from the heart.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. The other thing that Save Diversity does, and I've seen it through Ms. Thelma, you all have changed several laws. And the laws that you all have changed is because of what you've done with this organization in going up. She does go, she talks to council members, she talks to the mayor, she talks to everyone about, look, we all know that when Miss Thelma says do something, it's time to be done. Trust me, and you do it now.
Yeah, you do it now.
You do it right this moment, and I love that about her. So
Yeah.
Zenova, talk about those things that you all have changed a lot of laws, especially through the courts and disabilities acts and things like that. You all have changed a lot of things to make sure that they are protected.
Yes, that is one of the things my mom has done because she has served with the state for many
Yes.
years,
Mm-hmm.
to where she has gone to Washington to fight for, not only students, but adults and different things with disabilities to help
Right.
get different laws put in place to help those students to be able to know what to do and when to do and how to do. And so it's just amazing to her these things. Me being a parent of a son who has autism. And
Mm-hmm.
so just to see that and see her trailblaze, like he was
Right.
talking about, okay, you go and you make your own path. That's exactly what she did.
Right.
And so being able to see my mom do that and know that, okay, I'm having to walk in those footsteps. Oh my God, they're big shoes to fill, but I know we're leading able that because, like I said, I do have a son with autism, and because of that, now under the umbrella of Safe Diversity Communities, we have J&J Autism Voices that is going to be launched. That is, helping with kids to stop bullying, and
Right.
so that is amazing that
Mm-hmm.
we're able to do that, and we're able to branch out. And so we're excited for what she has done in the past and what God has in store for us in the future.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that you spoke on that, Zenova, because of the fact with autism, and we have young black males where maybe the police does not understand that, or
Yes.
maybe they're out in public, as they're going along the way, and people not understand that their uniqueness, but yet by them having that uniqueness, they not be recognized by that. And I'm so glad you all are fighting for that protection because they're killing young people, without understanding.
Yes, sir. And with the pandemic and everything that has happened over this last year, we've had to take we would meet face to face, but now we're meeting virtually.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that she does is we have Officer Collins, who is now a part of this organization, that comes on when we meet once a month, which is the first Saturday of every month, that we meet virtually through Zoom, to where he talks to our young people. He talks, what it is to be a police officer in, 2021. What
Yes.
happened in 2020, and those things, and how, what they are when they, the thing they are able to ask very in-depth questions, which is amazing that they're able to do that, but they're hearing from somebody who's been on the force for years, and he's watched it, and he's seen it, and saying, okay, this is how you can do. This is to do, giving us those unique abilities. How can we students to be able to know what to do when as they're learning to drive, as they're getting out there and, being with their friends?
Right.
What happens when you are stopped?
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that?
Right.
And so it has been amazing, just the partnerships, just the networking that, she has been able to accomplish along, with, Mr. Reid, just the people that he brings into this organization. It is amazing, the people that we've gotten a chance to be a part of, and they're part of this organization.
Absolutely. Let's do this. We'll take a break and we'll be right back on the Cam Hill Show.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages. The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.
I'm a part part of the Prenatal Care Club now, taking all my STD tests.
Did you know your doctor's required by law to test you 3 times for syphilis and HIV?
Yes, my husband and I are making sure I get all 3 tests.
Good. Testing is the key to preventing congenital syphilis.
And good prenatal care is your first labor of love.
Glad to hear your husband is so involved.
Thank you. Yes, taking all my STD tests for syphilis is important to both of us. My prenatal promise is to prevent a stillbirth or miscarriage. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
This pandemic has impacted the lives of many people living with underlying health conditions, such as asthma and diabetes. That's why avoiding COVID-19 is a top priority, and a vaccine will help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Please keep masking up and practicing social distancing to protect those close to you. And be ready to take your best shot when a vaccine is available. Protect yourself to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Amazing things for you.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39-month lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much, family, for joining us. Robert Reid and Zenova Williams. Zenova, we were just talking a bit about safe diversity. What would you like to leave with the viewers?
Well, I would like to leave with the viewers to let them know that we are getting ready for our Blue Carpet Gala for 2021. And we are super excited about that with our chair and our co-chair, which is Miss Attorney Phyllis and Pastor Karen Brown. And then we have a wonderful keynote speaker, which is Mr. Brown from UPS, which is one of our wonderful partners and sponsors that we've had for years. And we are super excited. And so that date is going to be announced. So we just ask that you guys just watch our, Facebook and you get an email, but just look for that date. And so it is going to be broadcasted. And so we are super excited about that. But just once again, we would love for you guys to be able to donate to Safe Diversity, or you can text that, and that number is 44321 to Safe Diversity. And we want to say thank you for having me on, and thank you so much, Mr. Cam Hill. I have enjoyed it today.
Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. Mr. Robert Reid, what would you like to leave with the viewers?
Wait, I'd like to say this. I've enjoyed being on your show. Thank you so much. It's an honor. And with Mrs. Zenova, to work with Safe Diversity. But there's one thing you got to give Miss Scott. If people see Miss Scott coming, just grab your checkbook. There you go, baby. Hey, if you're on the phone, hey, Miss Scott's on the phone. How much? I got you, sister. I got you. Because she is so right. She is a worker, and she makes everybody else work with her.
Right.
That's the best thing about it. And to be able to see these kids and everything. And like I said, now going on 6 years, am I right, Sophie? Going about 6 years, been involved with it. Going to Wheatley High School and seeing the kids there. And you know what she was talking about? Seeing the high school kids recognize these students there. And not making fun of them, not bullying them, and giving them respect also. That it's a beautiful thing. But thank you, Cam, for having me on your show. Brought back some good memories. Now I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Thank you to both of you. Trust me, Zenova,
Yes.
I learned a lot about him too along the way. So, and he had me crying too, laughing. That one, I tell you. Thank you to
It's
you
an honor.
both. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for the opportunity, for everything
Yes,
you
sir.
do. Keep doing what you're doing and just keep going through life. You all are helping so many, and I see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon. The Cam Hill
Yes.
Show, 12:30, 1:30 Central Standard Time. See you then. Bye.